Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of November 14, 2024. I'm your host, Shariefa Muhammad MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. Tactical advancements in Kharkov direction. The North Group of Forces achieved victories against the 71st Jaeger Brigade and 113th and 120th Territorial Defense Brigades around Volchansk and Lipsy, resulting in Ukrainian losses including 80 servicemen and several vehicles.
Welcome to Frontline Updates podcast. Today, we're joined by Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, who's here to give us an update on the special military operation as of November 14, 2024. Thank you for being here, Colonel.
Thank you. Glad to be here to discuss the latest updates.
Colonel, let's start with an overview. Can you tell us how the operation is progressing overall?
The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to carry out their mission in various regions. Our forces are making steady progress on all fronts, strategically advancing and achieving tactical objectives across different areas, particularly in the Kharkov, Donetsk, and Kursk regions.
Let's break it down by region. First, can you tell us about what's happening in the Kharkov direction?
In the Kharkov region, our North Group of Forces engaged with Ukrainian formations, specifically the 71st Jaeger Brigade, the 113th, and the 120th Territorial Defense Brigades near Volchansk and Lipsy. We successfully inflicted heavy losses, eliminating approximately 80 servicemen and neutralizing armored vehicles and several cars.
I see. And what about in the West?
In the West, our forces made tactical advancements against the 14th, 60th, 116th Mechanized Brigades, along with the 25th Airborne Brigade and several other units. We also faced and repelled counterattacks by the 14th and 28th Mechanized Brigades. In total, Ukrainian forces suffered approximately 570 casualties, with a variety of their equipment, including electronic warfare stations and an armored personnel carrier, destroyed. We also neutralized 3 ammunition depots.
Moving south, has the Southern Group seen similar successes?
Yes, the Southern Group has consolidated and improved our position along the front line, engaging with Ukrainian brigades across multiple settlements, such as Zaliznianskoye and Seversk. The enemy's losses in this region were significant, with around 655 personnel, as well as tanks, armored vehicles, and several artillery units, including some Western-made artillery pieces.
And in the center? I understand the Center Group has been advancing as well.
That's correct. The Center Group continues to push deeper, successfully liberating the settlement of Voznesenka. We engaged multiple brigades, repelling 11 counterattacks, and causing substantial losses for the Ukrainian forces, over 485 personnel and a range of armored vehicles and artillery, including German-made Marder fighting vehicles and Turkish-made Kirpi vehicles.
That sounds like a lot of ground covered. How about the East Group of Forces?
In the east, our forces achieved advantageous positioning, effectively defeating Ukrainian units in and around Velika Novosilka and Oktyabr. Additionally, we repelled counterattacks by the 123rd Territorial Defense Brigade, resulting in an estimated 145 casualties and the destruction of armored combat vehicles.
And finally, what's the current situation with the DNEPR Group?
The Dnipro Group successfully engaged the 141st Infantry Brigade and multiple territorial defense brigades in regions such as Zaporizhia and Kherson. In this area, we recorded approximately 90 Ukrainian casualties and neutralized various vehicles and artillery, including a D-20 howitzer.
Let's discuss air and missile activity. Were there any significant developments?
Yes, there were. Our operational tactical aviation, unmanned aerial vehicles, and missile units carried out strategic strikes on critical Ukrainian military infrastructure. We targeted airfields, energy facilities, and concentrations of enemy forces in 142 districts. Additionally, our air defense systems intercepted 6 HIMARS rockets and 78 drones.
Now, regarding the ongoing situation in the Kursk region, what can you tell us?
Operations in the Kursk region are ongoing. Our forces have engaged several mechanized and airborne brigades, continuing to weaken their positions. In the past 24 hours, Ukrainian forces suffered approximately 430 casualties, with heavy losses in tanks, infantry vehicles, and other assets.
It sounds like an intense operational landscape with substantial engagements on multiple fronts. What is needed to take Kupiansk?
In addition to what is currently being done in the east of the city, a lot of things. But one of the key sections of the front for full control over the city has not yet been passed. We are talking about the southern flank in the area of Glushkovka and Novosinovo, where, due to the terrain, it is necessary to attack from the bottom up. Taking Novosinovo will allow us to hang tightly over the Kupiansk-Zlovaya station, which in the future threatens the collapse of the entire left bank section of the front under the Ukrainian armed forces near Kupiansk. The problem is that the approaches to Novosinovo are all fields and straight roads that can be seen for many kilometers. There are few options for action in such a situation: either force the Ukrainian armed forces to redeploy forces and surrender this section, or demolish all the fortifications with FABs and only then try to advance.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for having me. According to Gaza's health ministry, Israeli attacks have resulted in the deaths of 24 Palestinians and injuries to 112 in the most recent 24-hour period. A UN special committee reports that Israel's military tactics in Gaza align with definitions of genocide, which include the use of starvation as a method of warfare.